Hello guys, welcome to this new tutorial video about prepositions of movement, right? So this is the topic that we will be covering for week number 5. And well, let me give you a brief definition of what a preposition of movement is. So in this case, we use these words to show movement from one place to another. So imagine that you're going from your house to the university, or you're going from the university to a shopping center, or from the shopping center to your house. So we'll be using them, right, to talk about that. So let me show you, for example, the most common ones, right? So we have up, down, over, away, from, to, towards, along, across, through, into, out of, and under. Okay, there are some more, obviously, but the idea is that, well, I'm gonna give you some examples about them. For example, so for example, this is one, right? Through. So in this case, right, where is she going, right? You can say that this woman, she's walking through the forest. Means that she has to go in to the forest, but she's walking through it, meaning that there is a sort of exercise like this, that she has to go maybe from left to right or from right to left. I don't know, for example, if you are in the main campus in UPTC, of course, in Tunja, and you want to go from, I don't know, let's talk about the administrative building, right? And you're going to Avenida Central, for example. You have to go through the campus, okay? So you have to basically walk. You're inside the campus, but you're crossing it, okay? So be an example of that. Sorry. Okay. Another preposition of movement that is, fairly common is down the stairs. Okay, downstairs, down, and will be the preposition, of course, of movement. But if I'm talking that I am in the 3rd floor and I want to go to, I don't know, to the first one, then I would need to use this, right? So this is the exercise of this person going down. Now, you can say downstairs, and of course we have the opposite. What would the opposite of this be, guys? Then we can say that if this little guy were going from left to right, we would say that he's going upstairs, right? So we say up, down, right? That is an option. So, for example, here we go. Where are they going? They're going to the mountain. Is good for when you're talking about a destination, right? I don't know. Let's imagine that you're going to travel, right? So we're going to use to in this case when you want to refer that the movement is in direction of something, right? For example, an example question: does this bus go to Duitama? Okay, it's pretty much the same as towards, right? When you talk about towards, you talk about that you're going in a direction of something. For instance, let me give you an example of this. Okay, the night sky got brighter as they drove toward the city, right? For example, if I'm driving from Bogota to Tunja, I could say the rain got heavier as we were driving toward Tunja, so in the direction of Tunja in this case. When you have this picture right here and you see people, right, going up, then you can say they're going up the mountain. Okay, they're in a base, there are in a base camp maybe, and they want to go to the summit, so they have to go up. We could also use, for example, up the stairs or upstairs. He's going upstairs, or downstairs. So you can use either, right? Okay. in this case, when you talk about being on one side, for example, being on a sidewalk here, this guy is in one of the edges of the road, and he's here, he wants to go there. So if he wants to go there, he would need to go across, right? That will be another possibility for preposition of movement, right? So this is when you're creating movement from one side to the other side. Okay. For example, the dog ran across the road and nearly got hit by a car. Okay. So she's going across, right? There's a zebra here. So she's going across. She's going from one side to the other. Okay, when you talk about along is another preposition of movement. So in this case, we will talk about the fact and the idea that this person is moving in one direction, right? So you can say the girl is going along the road. So you imagine a long road ahead of you, and you think of a person that is walking along the road. Okay, so let's imagine that, I don't know, that we are walking from UPTC, right? And we're going from the main entrance to the Maldonado roundabout. So you would say that you're walking along Avenida Central, right? Okay. Okay, in this case, we have another preposition of movement that is away from, right? So this is the opposite. Actually, this is the opposite of toward, right? I mean, we're not talking about that I'm going in a specific direction. I'm talking about that I'm moving away from, which means that we're gonna indicate that there's a starting point, of course. For example, the starting point would be the sharks. And if I say away from, it means that I am going in the opposite direction of the sharks, right? So that's why the question is, what is he doing? He is swimming away from the sharks. So the sharks are here and the guy is trying to escape, right? The guy is trying to save his life, right? Otherwise, the sharks are going to eat him, right? So it's important to understand that this will be the opposite of toward, right? Away from, right? He's trying to be at a distance from this starting point. So the reference of this would be the sharks, right? He's trying to move away. He's trying to escape. Now imagine this. So yeah, so we have a Hollywood sign right here, right? So you can see the car is going towards Hollywood. So it's going in that direction, which is like, what I said before, is the opposite of away from. This guy is trying to escape. This guy is going in the opposite direction of the sharks, but this guy, or the people in this car, are going towards Hollywood. So they are going towards that destination. Okay, so it's the place where they want to go, so we use towards, not away. Okay, maybe if this car were facing this way, I would say that the car is going away from Hollywood, but it's not the case because they are driving to Hollywood. Okay, they are tourists. In this case, we can also use under, right? For example, if I want to say that okay, people should not, that in UPTC, in Tunja, you have the possibility to walk on a little, I don't know, like on a little bridge, right, for pedestrians, right, for people that are walking. But some people do not use that bridge. Some people go under the bridge, right? So some people actually go across the avenue, when wanting to take the bus, for example. So we talk about under, we talk about, in this case, a preposition, right, that can be used when I say, for example, okay, when going to, I don't know, Unicentro, you have to walk under a bridge, okay, for example. In this case, right, what are the fish doing? The fish are swimming under the water. Okay, of course, that is pretty obvious. If they don't, right, they're not gonna be able to survive. So in this case, right, the girl is walking under the sun. It's again under. We'll be also talking about prepositions of movement. For example, in, right? So where are they walking? They're walking in the park. It means that they are already inside the park, right? For example, if you go to Simón Bolívar Park in Bogota, right? It's a very big one, so you can say, I am walking in the park, inside of it, okay? It is important that when we commute, we stay in the sidewalk. Okay? We walk along the sidewalk, okay? Not outside of it. Okay, for example, another preposition of movement, is when we talk about when we are entering the place, right? So what is she doing? She's going into the pool, right? It means that she's entering, right? So there is movement included. Another one would be out of, right? So, example, he's coming out of the swimming pool, sorry. I don't know if you guys, for example, smoke, you would say he went out of the room to smoke a cigarette, for example, right? Okay, or right, if I am carrying something that is heavy, I could say, take your hands out of your pocket and help me, right? That's also a possibility. Here we have some other, like down, not downstairs, down the road, down the hall, but down, from is also a possibility. For example, if I want to go to the cafeteria, right, I have to go, to the elevator, and I could say,